How's it going, everyone? Taki here. It's been a lot longer than I would have liked, but today I have another sneak peek of Project Valhalla. Before we start, I do have a few important points that I want to share based on comments that I got in my last video. The two devices that you see in this video are still really early CNC engineering samples that were provided to me for these videos. These guys have a lot of flaws that don't exist in the current samples, but they are good enough to film. Things like button color, button finish, and the buttons themselves are not the same as they are on the retail device or in the latest prototypes for that matter. Hopefully I'll be getting one of the latest prototypes here very shortly, and at that time, I'll be able to do a detailed look at everything. This device is supposed to launch on Indiegogo very soon for the aforementioned $199 for the base configuration that you see in this video, so stay tuned to this channel so you don't miss out. For those that want detailed specs on this, unfortunately, I can't say anything until I'm allowed to, but the wait shouldn't be that much longer. First up, I have a lot of people that have been asking me to film this against the Switch Lite to compare the screen sizes. The screen to body ratio on Valhalla is actually really good compared to the Switch Lite, and the bezels are also much smaller. Now let's get into the main focus of this video. I do have to just say please excuse the screen, as this doesn't sit flat in the CNC sample that I have, but again, it is good enough for a software showcase. Today we're going to take a look at the launcher on this device, since it is an interesting part of the product. You can see here that I have a launcher that has absolutely nothing configured, and we're going to go over some of the major functions of it. You can see on the sides that we have two transparent rails. These are actually menus that you can pull out to access a bunch of settings on your screen. You can see we have a toggle for Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and airplane mode. We also have brightness settings. If I click on this, I can easily adjust the brightness with my right hand pretty easily and landscape orientation. If we go back, we also have storage, and this is going to open up a smaller context window, but this window is in the process of being modified to be more useful than it is right now. TV settings doesn't do anything for the purposes of this video, but it will do something in a follow-up video that I make when we talk about the dock and the two video options that you have, because this device does have HDMI on the top and DisplayPort video out on the bottom. There's also a sleep setting here that'll just turn off the screen. You can see that we are also able to see the CPU temps on the bottom, along with your current RAM, and if you press this, it will clear out your background processes if you have any. Now, let's just close this with a single press of R3. Now, onto the other side, we have this menu. This has your games, entertainment, productivity, and system apps. We also have a quit button to exit out of the launcher. You also have this theme switch, which was a recent addition to this launcher, and this will just switch you to a light mode, but I actually like the dark one better. Now the main thing that we need to do is to fill out our game section on the side menu with actual games. To do that, we are going to go over this blank square and click on it. You can see that we have all of the applications on the device that aren't in another section. Now we just need to click on the games that we want to add to the section, and they will go there. I'm just going to quickly add everything that I want to this section. Now that we have everything, just close out of the selector, and you can see that we do have all of our icons on screen in this 2x4 layout. You can easily scroll through the entire list in this way. For the sake of demonstration, let's say for example that you don't like the background color of an application. Hold your finger down on it and you will be able to change the color of it, remove it, uninstall it, and you can also change the category. For this example, we're just going to change the background color to something else. I'm just going to quickly pick an orange color, and then we're going to back out and see that it has updated. You can also shift this over to a different category by opening up the context menu again and then selecting the category option. Now we can put this into the entertainment menu, and it will be moved over to that app category. Now let's go back to games for a moment because it's already filled out. We're going to go down to the bottom of the screen and then select the layout option that functions in the same way as it does on a 3DS. Now we have an Android TV type layout with rectangle icons. I actually like this layout more because you can see more of the icons at one time. You can also change the background of the launcher if you don't like it by selecting the wallpaper icon. It will open up the file browser, and now we can pick any kind of amazing wallpaper that we like. I'm just going to come in here again one more time to pick a different one. And there you go, a completely customized launcher. I'll finish things off by adding more entertainment apps to the category to fill it out. That's basically all that I've got to show right now for the launcher at this point. The next thing that I want to show off is the screen mapping software that comes with this device. For this, we're going to go into a game that I have yet to play on my device. The first thing that we're going to do is to open up the side menu to access all of the settings. I'm going to turn off the FPS counter for now so the screen isn't too busy, and we are going to open up the key mapping window. We have a few things that we need to do with this, so first, let's map out our left analog stick for movement. After this, we are going to map all of the action buttons to our face buttons. Just drag out a button and then press the corresponding physical button that you want to use. I want this as B, this as Y, this as X, this as A, and we're going to set the other two buttons here to R1 and R2. Then we click the check to save the profile. Now I can just show you how everything looks once we've set it all up. You have full control over any screen actions that you've mapped to buttons. The whole thing is pretty seamless and straightforward. There are a few remaining features that I want to talk about in the screen mapping section. Let's slide the menu out again for a moment. We've got an FPS counter that will show up if you press the FPS, and you can move this around on screen. It's not elegant right now, but it does do the job. You can turn off the screen mapping functionality if you don't want it by pressing the toggle. You can turn on Do Not Disturb, and you can speed up your device by clearing out the processes in the background. You can launch Twitch streaming with the live button, along with other media buttons. You can also see some system info in the bottom left corner of this window. Finally, you can go into the mapping profiles to switch between your configs. This is useful if you're playing a game that has multiple different modes to deal with. This last section is a bonus one. Because Valhalla is actually the first Android device with analog triggers, we can fully utilize them in game streaming or in emulation for systems like GameCube. I want to use Luigi's Mansion for this example since it's really easy to show off. In this game, Luigi has a vacuum that can either push out air or suck it back in. The force for both of these actions is determined by the amount of pressure you apply to the GameCube controller. In most handhelds in the market right now, this is either 0 or 100. But we can actually get the full range of motion on this device as you can see on screen now. I'll have more examples of this in later videos, but I just wanted to throw this in as a freebie to those that have been patiently waiting for more content on this product. If you have any questions, as always, you can leave them down below and I'll get back to you. Feel free to join the Discord channel link down below to vote on other showcase ideas, and make sure to keep an eye out for some gameplay videos on this device on my second channel in the coming days. Happy gaming everyone. Taki out.